radius of 1 unit. So it's got a radius of 1 unit, and the center is at the origin. So here we've got a right angle triangle formed by the radius, and this radius could be anywhere on this circle, but wherever it is, its x coordinate is cos theta. Cos theta is the adjacent divided by the hypotenuse. The adjacent is the x coordinate, and the hypotenuse is always 1. So cos theta is just the adjacent, which is the x coordinate. Sine theta is opposite over hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is 1 again, so it's just the opposite, and that is just the y coordinate. So as we rotate around this circle, sine theta is the y coordinate, cos theta is the x coordinate, and tan theta is the opposite over adjacent, the y over x. In this video, we are looking at angles in all 4 quadrants. This will hopefully give you some idea about where the graphs of sine, cos, and tan came from, and how we extended them beyond the right angle triangle, beyond the first 90 degrees. Here we've got a circle. It's called a unit circle. It's a circle with and we can see the CAST written here, cast, and that tells you where each of the ratios are positive. So they're all positive between 0, this is 0 degrees, and 90 degrees. They're all positive. X is positive, Y is positive, and therefore Y divided by X is positive. As we move around beyond 90 degrees, if we were over here, so this will be an angle of 90 plus this. So we're between 90 and 180. If we're over here, you can see that the x coordinate is now negative. So cos is negative. The y coordinate is still positive. And tan, because it's a positive divided by a negative, that's going to be negative. So they're all positive. Sine is positive between 90 and 180. Between 180 and 270, just tan is positive. Because if we've got a radius down here, the x coordinate and the y coordinate are now both negative. So sine's negative, cos is negative, and a negative divided by a negative makes a positive. So just tan is positive. And between 270 and 360, which will take us back to 0, cos is positive. The x coordinate is positive, but the y is negative. And when we've got one positive, one negative, and we divide them, that's a negative answer. So we can see that they're all positive between 0 and 90. Just sine is positive between 90 and 180. Just tan is positive up to 270 degrees. And just cos is positive between 270 and 360. And then we could just go round the circle again and again, and this first 360 degrees will be repeated over and over again. This question says write down the value of, and gives us some different ratios to write down the value of. So sine 270. So remember, if we had a right angle triangle here, the angle is theta here. So the opposite and the adjacent. Sine theta is it's the opposite divided by the hypotenuse. That means it's just the opposite. So sine is the y coordinate, cos is the x coordinate, and tan is the y divided by the x. So sine 270, this is 0 degrees, then 90, 180, 270. So if we're here on the circle, what is sine? What is the y coordinate? Well, the y coordinate is -1. So this is -1. Cos 90. So if we are at 90 degrees, cos is the x-coordinate. What's the x-coordinate here? That's 0. Sine 540. So 0, 90, 180, 270, 360. And then it'd be 450 will be back to 90. 540 will be the same as 180. So if we're at 180 or 540, sine is the y-coordinate. It's 0. Tan 180. So tan is the y-coordinate divided by the x-coordinate. So that's going to be 0 divided by -1. 0 divided by -1 is 0. And cos minus 180. So minus 180 is going backwards. So this way is forwards. Backwards could be minus 90. Then minus 180. So what's cos there? What's the x-coordinate? It's -1. Okay, some for you to have a go at. Pause the video and give them a go. So again, we'll use the unit circle here. Sine 180. So 180. Sine is the y-coordinate. That is 0. Cos minus 90. We want the x-coordinate here. The x-coordinate is 0. Cos 180. Cos is the x-coordinate. It's -1. Tan 360. So 360 is the same as 0. It's the y over x. So it's 0 over 1, which is 0. And sine 90, the y-coordinate, 1. The calculator only gives us one answer for cos, sine and tan. If we want to generate more answers, one of the ways is using these cast diagrams. And when we do use them, we're always interested in the acute angle with the x-axis. So this question is saying draw diagrams and mark the acute angle with the x-axis. So if we have 0, 90, 180, 270, 360, we've got 105 degrees. 105 degrees is somewhere here between 90 and 180. We're interested in the acute angle with the x-axis. We're interested in this angle here. So 180 to 105, that is 75 degrees. Minus 150 degrees. So again, 0, 90, 180, 270, 360. Negative 150. If we're going backwards, it's negative 90, negative 180. So negative 150 will be here. It'll be 30 degrees away from negative 180. So the acute angle with the x-axis this time, 30 degrees. And for 290, we've got 0, 90, 180, 270, 360. So 290 will be here. We want this angle, the acute angle with the x-axis, between 290 and 360 is 70 degrees. 3 for you to try. Pause the video and give them a go. So the first one, we want 220 degrees. So 220 is over here. It is 40 degrees away from the x-axis. Negative 250. If we go backwards, 0, negative 90, negative 180, negative 270. So negative 250 is here. It's 70 degrees away from the x-axis. The acute angle of the x-axis is 70 degrees. And 145 That's between 90 and 180, and it is 35 degrees away from the x-axis, 35 degrees from the 180. Determine whether the ratio is positive or negative. So we've got cos is positive, all are positive, sine is positive, and tan is positive. So we've got sine 300. So where is sine 300? It's between 270 and 360. It's over here. So cos is positive, sine is negative. Cos negative 25, backwards 25, that's here. And cos is positive. Sine 400. So sine 360, another 40, that's over here. All are positive, so sine is positive. Tan 305, so 305 is over here. Only cos is positive, so tan is negative. Cos 120, 120 will be over here between 90 and 180. Sine is positive, so cos is negative. And tan minus 100, so that's minus 90, minus 100 is here. Tan is positive, so positive is the answer. Try these ones. So sine 215, 0, 90, 180, 270, 360. 215, that's tan positive, so sine negative. Cos minus 100, so cos minus 90, minus 100. Tan is positive, cos is negative. Sine 165, sine is positive between 90 and 180, so it's positive. Tan 160, so only sine is positive between 90 and 180. Tan's negative. Cos minus 40 is positive. And tan 209, that's between 180 and 270. Tan is positive. Write down another trigonometric ratio where theta is between 0 and 360 equal to sine 30. So let's use this cast, CAST. So we've got 30 degrees here, 0, 90, 180, 270, 360. So where else is sine positive? So sine is positive between 90 and 180, so it must be in there, and it's always the acute angle. So it is the same as 180 minus 30, 150. Sine 150 is equal to sine 30. Cos 50, so 50 degrees. All are positive in the first 90. Cos is positive again between 270 and 360. So it's the acute angle again, so 50 degrees. 360 minus 50 is 310 degrees. And tan 80, so 80 degrees is here. So all are positive between 0 and 90. Tan is positive again between 180 and 270. It's always the acute angle, so that's 80. So 180 plus 80 is 260. So tan 260 is equal to tan 80. 3 for you to try. Pause the video and give them a go. Write down another trigonometric ratio equal to cos 75. So 75 degrees, that's the acute angle. Cos is positive again between 270 and 360. So that's the acute angle between the x-axis and the line is 75 again. It's 360 take away 75, which is 285 degrees. Tan 20. So 20 degrees. 20 degrees again between 180 and 270, where tan is positive again. 180 plus 20 is 200 degrees. And sine 40 so 40 degrees. Sine's positive again between 90 and 180. 180 take away 40 is 140 degrees. Write down another trigonometric ratio where theta is between negative 90 and 270 equal to sine negative 40. So sine negative 40, negative 40 going back 40. So sine is negative in this quadrant. Sine only cos is positive. So sine's negative. Where else is sine negative? It is down here. It's positive between 0 and 180. So it's negative again down here. 180 plus 40 is 220. Cos 100. So 100 degrees. That's past 90. So it's 100 round there. That means the acute angle is 80 degrees. Cos is negative in between 90 and 180. It's negative again between 180 and 270. So 180 plus 80 is 260. And tan negative 25. So negative 25. That is, again, that's a tan is negative in that quadrant. So we want, where else is tan negative? In the sine quadrant between 90 and 180. 180 take away 25 will be 155. So tan 155. 3 for you to try. Pause the video and give them a go. So we have cos 135. So 135 is over here. It is 45 away from 180. Cos is negative. It's negative again in the tan quadrant between 180 and 270. So that's 180 plus 45, 225. Tan negative 60. So tan is negative. Here it's negative again up here. So that's 180 take away 60. That's 120, tan 120. And sine negative 75. So sine's negative. So it's negative again between 180 and 270. 180 plus 75 is 255. This question says express in terms of trigonometric ratios of acute angles. Let's have a look. So sine 150. So sine 150 is over here. The acute angle is 30. Sine is positive. So it's positive between 0 and 90. So sine 150 is the same as sine 30. Cos 145. So 145 is over here between 90 and 180. The acute angle is 35. And cos is negative here. So it's the same as negative cos 35. So if you had 35 degrees here, cos would be positive here and cos would be negative here, but the x-coordinate here and here will be the same but negative. So cos 145 is the same as negative cos 35. Tan negative 35 so tan is negative here. So it would be the same as this angle here, but negative. So it's the same as negative tan 35. And cos 300. So for 300, cos is positive here. Cos is positive between 270 and 360. So that is the same as, exactly the same as, cos 60 degrees. Okay, some for you to try. Pause the video and give them a go. So tan 220. So 0, 90, 180. So 40 degrees is the acute angle. Tan is positive. So it is exactly the same as tan 40 degrees. It's exactly the same as 40 because they're both positive. Cos negative 50. Cos is positive for negative 50. So it's exactly the same as cos 50 degrees. Tan 165. So that's around there. 15 away from 180. So the acute angle is 15. Tan is negative. So it's a negative tan. So it's a negative version of tan 15. And cos 200. So 200 is 20 away from 180. Cos is negative. So it's the negative version of cos 20 degrees. And let's have a look at the calculator. So we can see cos 200 is negative 0.939 and so on. Cos, the negative version of cos 20 is exactly the same.